The final rose petal drops. Just as a hooded figure appears, we move up to reveal Agada. Belle, please don't leave me. Come back. Tight on Belle. Her lips touch the beast's forehead in a kiss. Belle, I love you. Hearing these words, Agada smiles benevolently and places her hand on the bell jar, which explodes and releases a wave of rose petals, whirling into the air. A golden light begins to emanate from Agada. It encircles the beast and heat too begins to rise. Belle gets to her feet, watching as the beast is lifted and enveloped by the swirling aurora, and then buffeted gently back down to reveal the prince. He lands on his feet and looks down at his hands, his arms, his chest. He turns and sees Belle. Prince, Belle. Slowly he steps toward her and she to him. In a silent disbelief, Belle runs her fingers through his hair. She looks into the prince's blue eyes. It is him. Tears of grief turn to tears of joy as they lean in for their first kiss. Exterior, castle, dawn. Magic explodes outwards, and with it, the dawn breaks. The castle transforms like someone is giving it a wash of gold. The magic spreads across the balcony as the sun rises on the terrace, traveling down the castle facade. Creepy stone gargoyles turn into noble statuary. Exterior. As the light passes over, an upside-down frou-frou transforms back into a tiny bichon frise basking in the sun. He leaps up and chases his tail, which is still a tassel, then trots over to Chapeau and relieves himself on his leg, which changes into a human foot. Chapeau transforms back into a valet and shoos the dog away with his walking stick. As the dog weaves through his legs, the valet loses his balance and bumps into the trolley cart holding Mrs. Potts and Chip. It starts to roll toward the stairs. The valet backs into Garderobe, who waddles in and out of sunlight, changing from wardrobe to human to wardrobe again. Cadenza's face comes alive as he sees the wardrobe falling onto him. As it crashes, the wardrobe's doors fly open, sending out a flurry of garments. We follow them back to the ground, where the human diva now lies on top of the human maestro.
Oh, madame.
Oh, maestro.
The maestro smiles his now toothless grin. She tearfully embraces him as their dog joins in. The trolley rolls past, taking us to Cogsworth, whose back is bathed in sunlight. We move around to reveal the pudgy majordomo, human except for his mustache, which still resembles the hands of a clock. He peers through his monocle, sees the French footman, formerly Lumiere, come into view.
Lumiere.
Cogsworth, we beat the clock.
Mon ami.
They greet each other as a feather floats by, brushing the footman's nose. They look over to see a pile of feathers, from which the footman pulls the sexiest French maid in history, her feathers blossoming into a dress around her.
Plumette, mon amour.
And then, the greatest kiss ever. Their passion ignites a tiny flame on the footman's head, which the maid pats out. They turn as they hear, the trolley squeaking as it nears the steps, about to crash down. Mrs. Potts and Chip rattle on a tray, which suddenly jerks to a stop on the precipice. The valet has hooked the cart with his walking stick, but Mrs. Potts and Chip slide down the incline, shoot off the tray, and start to transform in mid-air. They sled to the bottom of the steps and skid to a halt, fully human again. Chip hugs his mother. He finally got her to skate.
Oh, Chip, what did I tell you? Look at you. You're a little boy again. Oh, you smell so good.
From the castle grounds, astonished villagers approach, blinking as the veil is lifted from their memory.
Mr. Potts!
Beatrice! Chip! I remember, I do!
They embrace. A family reunited. A wonderful, emotion-filled reunion. Stable boys, kitchen maids, artisans, groundskeepers, guards, and seamstresses are reunited in human form. Among the happy villagers, we find Cogsworth. Clotilde calls out. He spins to see Clotilde, his wife. Gulp. S3. Media. Man gulping in a fairy tale setting, character showing apprehension in an enchanted world. Henry?
Oh dear.
She hugs him.
I've been so lonely.
He shuts his eyes tight and whispers to himself.
Turn back into a clock. Turn back into a clock.
Lumiere and Plumette embrace then.
Lumiere, look! Oh, my prince!
Belle and the prince emerge. He rushes to Lumiere.
Hello, old friend.
Lumiere is taken aback by the warm embrace of his master.
It's so good to see you.
Belle and the prince are surrounded by the staff. Plumette curtsies to Belle.
You saved our lives, mademoiselle.
Chip runs up and hugs her tight.
Belle, it's me, it's Chip.
Beauty and the Beast starts to play. The entire village celebrates as Cadenza, smiling with dentures, plays the harpsichord with his beautiful wife Garderobe singing.
Tale as old as time, tune as old as song, bittersweet and strange, finding you can change, learning you were wrong.
We glide past various familiar faces. Les Fous, Lumiere waltzing with Plumette, Cogsworth with Clotilde, Chip and his father, Jean the Potter, and finally, Mrs. Potts. She beams as she watches Belle dance with the prince, then crosses to acknowledge Maurice, who sits at an easel, sketching the celebration.
Winter turns to spring, famine turns to feast, nature points the way, nothing left to say, Beauty and the Beast.
Belle runs her hand down the prince's smooth cheek.
How would you feel about growing a beard?
He growls playfully. As they laugh, we pull out to reveal the ballroom in all its restored splendor. All var, certain as the sun rising in the east, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast.